Welcome back, part 5 of How to Fix Your Dead Bed, the Sexless Marriage. This will be one of the most important videos in the series, so pay attention. We're talking today about the main event and how guys screw this up, and some stumbling blocks you'll hit on account of outdated mental models, the old ways we used to think. This will be one of the most important videos I could make when it comes to saving yourself a load of headaches along the way. So stay tuned and learn from my mistake. I've been on hard mode when it comes to relationships for almost 20 years, so I've got lots of practice.
The cycle.
Let me know if this is familiar. You do something nice for her, like, buy a house.
Gift for gain.
She gives you a peck on the cheek, so you're equal, right?
Narcissistic injury.
You get mad because she should know what you want as a man.
Damn it.
Covert contract.
Is it really that hard to love me in the ways that I want?
You get pissy and you blow up. Then you feel guilty and you chase her around and you reward bad behavior with your attention. The whole time she's just sipping the tea. Now we're gonna fix this. In this video, I will show you how to get her to continually qualify for you. You remember all the things she used to do for you before she got the ring?
Edging the main event.
This is a great post from the Married Red Pill subreddit. I've been feeling the buildup for a few weeks now. She let it slip here and there that she feels things are off. I've seen anger flare up, her get emotional, and joke that she'd be better off leaving. Some things bug her more than others, like the fact that I no longer wear my wedding ring and show no interest in getting a new one. Funny story, I actually lost it outside in a rainstorm within a month of swallowing the pill, which makes for a timely coincidence that I don't have to wear it, but also don't want to mark me as taken anymore. Sort of a symbolic event of the pill for me. So last week, she attempts to force the issue by asking what my ring size is, implying she's going to buy me a new one, so I can wear it like a good boy. In a hilarious, though slickly dick move on my part, I looked up middle finger on Google Images, took the first image I saw and sent that to her with the text, "I can't tell. What do you think?" I knew I'd be in hot water for it and actually thought about it for a few seconds before I sent it, but came to the conclusion that I'm joking and to stop reassessing every decision I make based on how other people are going to interpret it. Well, that opened a can of worms. I got an email soon after saying,
"I feel so sad about us. I just can't help but feel like you don't love me anymore."
I still do, but besides taking you out once in a while, you've yet to reach a stage where I'm doing special things for you because you deserve it.
You never really say it anymore.
I do, just mostly in the 24 hours after intimacy, and don't pepper her with it 10 times a day like I used to.
You've changed over the last few months with the new clothes and the hairstyle. I mean, you look good and everything, but I feel like it's for someone else.
Passive dread. It works. Now, this is a good example of almost getting it. And this is why I'm making this video, because guys will implement their action plan and they get to a place where they're so close. One of the biggest mistakes men make is mistaking comfort tests for shit tests. Now, I like the way that Ryan Stone puts this. Instead of shit test, I like congruency test. If you have a type 3 captain though, and your first mate is just dunking on you all the time, that is an actual shit test. It's better just to nuke those immediately. Remove yourself from the situation, make her walk the plank, cut the tow rope, whatever you gotta do. If she's just constantly dunking on you like that, just shut it down. Red flag. As stated before in the last video, Richard Cooper style, yellow flag, hey, watch it. Red flag, remove yourself. She'll start to throw out congruence tests because her old mental models aren't working anymore. Because you used to back down. You used to defend, excuse, explain, and rationalize. That's hiding the bad, like a no more Mr. Nice Guy. Anytime you're doing those activities, you're stepping into her frame, you're placating to her. And by doing this, you're qualifying for her. So she's just flailing around trying to figure out what's gonna work now. And that's why you'll get congruency tests and you'll get comfort tests. But it's really important for guys to differentiate between the two. Comfort tests are good because she's flailing around trying to figure out how to enter into your frame. Congruency tests are testing your frame to see if they're real. Congruency tests look like you statements.
You always go out. You never take me seriously anymore. You only want sex.
Comfort tests look more like I statements.
I feel like I don't know how to make you happy. I'm stressed out. I miss you.
Like always, Jack 10 of Hearts knocks it out of the park. This is why you're messing up comfort tests. In the beginning of her anger or distress were good signs. You try to go out, play sports, she nags.
Oh look, going out to play your stupid games again?
You STFU and leave the house. Clearly, her being upset equals congruency test. So of course, she's not going to act happy when you don't fail them. I'd say you're taking this a little extreme and essentially acting like a kid with oppositional defiant disorder. It's likely you've internalized her being happy equals I'm a loser beta. So responding to her in a way that's positive seems to you like you're doing something wrong, and so you never do it. The hamster getting lost in the maze. And he's got a good point there, because there doesn't seem to be an end goal, an end game. I'm not seeing much comfort here. I'm also seeing most of your self-improvement is focused on things that benefit yourself. A huge way I share emotional empathy with my wife is having a vision and sharing my excitement for that vision with her. When I communicate my vision, it's very clear she's part of it because we both add enough value to each other's lives. It makes it more likely for that version to be possible. But if your version is limited to stop being my wife's tool and you have a better version, I have no idea why you don't share that with her. There were countless things you could have said here to communicate your vision, express some emotional empathy, and would not come anywhere near being the old beta that you were. Even worse, you've somehow internalized that wearing a wedding ring is 100% synonymous with old beta you. Dude, hate to break it to you, but this isn't a movie where some inanimate object has some deep but burdensome significance in your life. You stand ponderously by a lake of water in a windy, overcasty day, and you huck that sucker into the water and show you're moving past those attachments to the past holding you back, and then resume running with a soul that's 1,000 pounds lighter, and then proceed to beat the crap out of some cowhide so you can go 15 rounds with Apollo Creed. It's mostly a piece of metal that your wife is desperate for you to wear because at least she'd have some sort of comfort that you actually like her, since you're not giving her a lot of indicators in that case. A wedding ring probably is a small barrier to a woman sleeping with you, but it has zero to do with a woman being attracted to you. Among other things, a wedding ring indicates pre-selection and also allows you to practice your game without practicing game. It's plausible deniability. So let's just say I wear my wedding ring and I've had lots of personal experiences that would indicate it's pretty much a zero barrier for women as far as attraction. All this to say, you may want to stop pretending your resistance to wearing a wedding ring has anything to do with practical reasons. If you don't want to wear it because of whatever mental emotional basis, more power to you. I understand why men need to become the rock first, because that's the most direct way to establishing boundaries so that they can start assembling a frame for themselves. As a rock, your wife stops shoving you around, and eventually she gets tired and walks away and tries to catch her breath, and that's when you finally start constructing your frame. Having constructed that frame, though, you probably want your family to accept that frame, and it's hard to do when your frame is a double reinforced steel cage surrounded by titanium bars. That frame will guarantee you'll never fail a poop test, but if you don't keep iterating on that frame, you can ask us why your wife seems resistant to accepting that frame. And that's a good point. What a lot of guys are missing towards the end of implementing their game is the end game. What do you want? What do you want out of your spouse? What behaviors do you want from her? Have you communicated those overtly? You see it all the time. You start going out, improving yourself, getting to the gym, getting a hobby. You bring polarity back to the relationship. She starts entering your frame, doing the things that you deem valuable. Then you start to relax your game because you think, hey, I'm giving her a reward. She's on good behavior. I'll do more things for her that are more beta. Forgetting the things that actually made you attractive in the first place. Then you end up on this wheel where you're just spinning. The end game for most dudes is simple. When she starts to act right, remember, what you're doing is the reward. Feels before reels. And I love the oak analogy. Instead of being a rock where the thing crashes up against it and breaks because it's so damn hard, what an oak does is when the wind blows against it, the branches can move, but they don't break. It's a much more comfortable thing to run into. And I like the way that Ryan Stone puts this when he talks about the main event. And like he says, if there's not like snot bubbles involved and like hysterical crying, and the main event is essentially the indicator that you're on point. It's the ultimate comfort test. Ultimately, remember, this is a game, and games are supposed to be fun. And like Rollo says, you have to be the game. So if this was helpful for you, like and subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, you might want to bump back to the first video. I've linked the locker room down below. We have a group chat that's completely private. We can say whatever we want. We talk about anything that we want. I publish a new video once a month on that channel. Iron sharpens iron, and we discuss our problems with other switched on men. And until next time,